Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Access. My name's Nathan, and I am here with Dave.
Hello.
Dave, we together are now, as people have got the hang of this now, we're on Neon.
Yes.
Which is the final one of the maps for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's Sabotage DLC pack.
Why is it called Neon, Nath? Any ideas?
Wasn't it? Well, I'm going to wait for us to turn around here. So, as with all the other ones, I've loaded up an empty game so I can stroll around here.
Yes.
Before really getting into the action.
Without fear of being killed horribly.
Yeah, without interruptions.
Ooh.
And look, what we're in is a combat. This is an urban warfare combat simulator.
Okay.
And
they forgot to code the end of that building.
It's very lazy. They could have just done a black wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Riker would be furious. But you turn into blocks as well. You turn into those blocks when you get killed.
Really?
I spent ages, it turns out, looking at these. Because obviously I really like them.
They're cool. Sort of Tetris-y.
It's a good design, but come on, Nath. So I've laid out, as before, the different... I've loaded up a game which is on domination so that we can see where the various capture zones are.
Yep.
This is a kind of a nightclub, as the music is potentially giving away. There are three entrances here. Well, three main entrances. Like here's the front one. A lot of action goes down here. This is probably this is the biggest indoor space. If stuff goes down indoors, it's in here.
I like the look of this one. That looks like one that you could potentially defend with a couple of well-organised people.
Again, like we were saying the other day, though, map design now, and this is the area that made me think it. I was trying to defend this area once. They just shut it. Look, like there's so clearly, like every time there's a sight line that would mean that one area is too overpowered to stay in for a long time. Let's just pop a car in it.
Yeah.
It's very. You have to keep moving. You have to be mobile, and you have to kind of aggressively dominate a map. It's all very deliberate. That's why I'm not very good at these games anymore.
What are these posts emitting? They've gone now.
It's just
what's this sort of
It's just part of the simulation.
They're sort of warping in when you get there.
They're phasing in and out.
Phasing in. That's cool.
So what I've done, I think it's like a sort of a W shape, or maybe it's more like a U shape. Is probably makes more sense.
Right.
So I'm walking around the outside, and we come up to around we'll go inside one more time, and then capture area B. And basically, what my walkthrough is. From point to point, just showing all of these areas, and then a little bit on the interiors because there's more. The interiors on this level. The first game I played was free for all, and just having the height advantage in the maybe not so much for the team games because everyone's kind of flowing around the map according to the objectives, but certainly in free for all and deathmatch, the height advantage was really telling on Neon.
Right. Got you.
So I've added those. They'll be coming in the end. But apart from that, what I like the cleanliness of it, and I like that they've just given themselves an excuse to make a map which is just of a different palette to the kind of the military hues that they normally use in the Call of Duty franchise.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And there is also some scope for some acrobatizing.
Right, yes.
Which is a real and true word. We're back to the beginning pretty much here. We're back at A. I'm going to pop back into the nightclub here. Yeah, and I will show you that. I think I come out of here and then I get to it. The car's phasing in and out. I don't know if you could I don't know if that happens just as you get close and it's like a sort of a nod to draw distances, or whether you could actually kind of use that as a tactical thing. Once the games got started, I was never in one place for long enough to really.
I was going to say, like, if there's someone hiding behind a car that hasn't phased in for you yet, does that work?
I know. Can I shoot him long range? I don't know, or just in the couple of seconds that it takes.
Something we'll have to investigate.
Have to test.
It's a cool idea though. I like the idea of things sort of being drawn in by a simulation. Cool.
That apartment it reminded me of the ones on the Star Trek. Like in the Enterprise in the Next Generation.
This is all very Star Trek actually, isn't it? It's very sort of like Starfleet headquarters. Yeah, holodecky.
Will Riker.
And these walls look made for running on. Really, I think
this is my spot.
More than most, it looks like there's going to be a lot of
They're
people
so
running
smooth,
and
aren't
going
they? They're so smooth and rounded.
Yeah, exactly. Running around corners.
So I think I've thrown in a kind of a few minutes of my free-for-all, which I started quite well and then did badly. So we got the first half of my free-for-all, and then when it started to go badly, I turned it off. And then...
At least you're honest.
I think after that, I've put in a bit of my actual domination game, so you can, again, kind of see how the flow of the map works. This was the first game of the first day, so nobody had played the map yet. So we were all very much kind of running around and learning as we went.
Yeah.
And then on the
get your excuses out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
everyone's excuses.
Everyone's excuses, because for once I wasn't. I am so. That is so me as well. That kind of look. Oh, it looks real nice. I might just stand over here for a little while.
You actually did run around the corner as I'd hoped and shoot someone there.
I dropped down before I shot him. I wanted to make sure because he hasn't seen me.
I do like these people
Bursting.
turning into bits.
Yeah, I
It's
do as well.
really nice.
It's sort
actually.
of,
It's
there's
a
like
cool
a Tron
effect.
effect to it, isn't there?
I like
It's nice.
again. We talk about the attention to detail, but I like that they've seen that through into the deaths even. Like
Yeah.
they should be a different kind of a
I
death.
like the bike in this apartment. I
Yeah.
just kind of like, I like everything about it. Kind of, really constructed.
What
urban
is this?
living.
A 5-kill streak here?
Oh, mate, don't get me started.
Man,
It's as good as it gets.
Game
though,
one,
isn't
and
it?
we found your niche. It's while everyone else is warming up.
Yeah, exactly.
quick
Why
to
have I
be
jumped
ready.
down to the road? Why would I do
you
that?
went to see that guy, but someone else got him. And there's the guy.
You should never go down to the road. That's,
Well, lesson learned. Hopefully
exactly.
you'll remember that for next time.
No, I think every time I die,
Right.
it's because I'm pretty much jumping on the floor. So
To be expected.
to me, when you're not being pulled away by the objectives, this kind of crossroads here, the kind of main thoroughfare, this main lane, is a natural point. I find it difficult to see why anyone trying to kind of dominate the map would go anywhere else. Maybe better players would disagree, but yeah, certainly like with the kind of the height, the advantage that you get from that kind of that balcony. It's one of the few places I felt safe in a Call of Duty in recent years.
It's kind of central. You've got like a view onto sort of both roads. Like it feels like a good place that you can. If there's no action on, one side, you can flip round to the other side and see what's going on.
There are two entrances behind you. That's the golden rule of first-person shooters, then, isn't it? Yeah, every room has to have at least 3 entrances.
Yeah.
So you can't just block people off.
Yeah.
So here we are back onto the actual game of domination. And I spoke in one of the other map videos, I don't know if you've been watching them all, but just about how in these sessions, particularly when people come to play for the first time, they often they bring a few friends or whatever, and it very much is fortune about which team you end up on and whether you're with people who are really good at working together. And I happened to be in this one, so it took the pressure off, which was quite nice. We were just kind of able to, which is why I stuck around mostly at A. There was quite a team, coordinated kind of team effort going on.
It can be very infuriating, can't it? Especially a game mode like Domination really brings it out where people are not playing Domination. They're playing like Team Deathmatch.
Yeah,
it's like,
man.
no, we're playing Domination. It's very different.
I know.
That can be
But
quite
look at all the
infuriating.
kills I'm getting for my footage.
I know, yeah. Well, there is that too, yeah. I'm a big fan of free-for-all, especially when it comes to a new map, because I just want to know I should just shoot anyone. If I see them, I shoot them.
Yeah.
It's a good way to learn what's going on, but obviously not too useful when you need to know where the capture points are in something like Domination. I mean, you've got 2 out of 3 here. That's just the golden rule, really, isn't it?
I mean, that was pretty much how this one went, and it was when it's nice when your team is kind of on it, because I didn't really bother with. I think I went to B once and I got absolutely smashed. So A and C are nice and close to each other, as you can kind of see from the distance that I've just travelled. And so it's nice when your team is operating in such a way that you're just like, my thing is, I belong here. This is my little zone of terror, and I will, I'll keep it. It's so dangerous, isn't it? I mean, they've put this balcony here so that you can shoot people as they try and walk around through that section. Yeah,
and then they've put 2 doors behind you so that someone else can walk around and finish you off.
Yeah, it's so true.
You're equalising, like a bit of equaliser.
Yeah, I was not very successful with the equaliser in this capture session, to be honest. I was using it wrong. I think I was trying to use it over too long a distance too often. And it's always that thing of when people use it against me, it just rips me apart. So you always think it's slightly more. No, those people were just better than you, Nath.
Yeah, everyone else is always better with the specials.
Did you have that thing where you look at the kill cam and you see someone's gun, you're like, well, maybe I'll try that gun.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be working the same for me as it does for all the other people.
Yeah, I used to try that before. I think there used to be just a button that you could use to, if you had the things to match someone's loadout.
Oh, that's cool.
Victory!
So that was our quick look at Neon, which is the final map that we're showing you from the Sabotage DLC, which is coming soon for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Do check out the other maps if you're interested in that DLC pack. They are on the channel now. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to PlayStation Access for everything PlayStation.